The void that I am filling is what is Juliet doing before she gets to the masquerade party and sees Romeo. This void will be in between Act 1, Scene 3 and Act 1, Scene 4. It also gives the audience justification of what could have happened before Juliet got to the masquerade party and saw Romeo. The scene takes place at Juliet's house as well as the masquerade party. The characters that you encounter in my scene are Juliet, the nurse, Lady Capulet, Lord Capulet, and Paris. The overall tone of the scene is serious, but there are moments when it is romantic on Paris's part. Juliet is going to be getting ready for the masquerade at her house in her room around 7 o'clock p.m. while talking to the nurse and Lady Capulet about Paris. And another part of the scene is going to take place at the masquerade party, where Juliet actually encounters Paris, who confesses his love for her before Juliet meets Romeo. This is when Juliet's mother tries to prepare Juliet for the news that she's about to hear. This is when Lady Capulet tells Juliet that Paris wishes to marry her. And from this, we know that Juliet obeys her parents' wishes even if they aren't what she wants. Since she isn't looking for love, her parents want her to, and this is by meeting Paris and getting to like him, which is exactly what Juliet proposes to do. This is one of the quotes that really tells us what's going on. Once they have finished their discussion, the nurse helps Juliet get ready for the masquerade party. This answers the first part of my question, what is Juliet doing before she gets to the party? Stating that Juliet has met Paris, and this is something that was never stated within the book. This answers the second part of my question. We already know what Juliet's doing before the party, but what is she doing before she sees Romeo? And this is stated, she is with Paris.
I don't want us to wend.
Juliet, my lady, gentle my lord, cometh hither.
I cannot believe it that my mother is making me wend to this masquerade party.
Maybe this is a valorous opportunity for thee, Juliet. Thee never knoweth who thee may encounter.
It's only going to be Capulets thither, nothing new about that.
Thee never knoweth, my lady. I hath heard from previous parties and mine fusty friends that oft is not only Capulets that are at these big masquerades.
Juliet, thy father hath invited someone very special to tonight's masquerade party.
Who is this person you speak of?
Paris, another Capulet.
I don't know of anyone by the name of Paris.
Well, now thee doth him better. He hath convinced thy father that gent wanted to marry thee.
That gent likes me? Another person who is a fellow Capulet?
Art thee going to like that gent back, Juliet?
Oh no, the lady shall not like that gent back. At which hour Juliet was younger, I recall wormwood on the nipple of my dug. Juliet will receive the bruise on that lady has the size of a cockerel's stone. And the lady wilt receive childing at which hour the lady gets married. I forbid it all! Well, I was the mother, at which hour I was the same as Juliet. And behold at me, aren't I living the life?
Aye, ma'am, my apologies.
How am I supposed to beast in love with somebody just because that gent is in love with me? I haven't even encountered the gent yet.
Juliet, gentle, my lord. See thee in a while to depart for the masquerade.
Shall we receive it, Juliet?
No, Angelica, how dare thee? Thee practically hath raised me, and thee art going to allow this nonsense to wend on?
I must doth as Lady Capulet and Lord Capulet saith, I must receive thee for tonight.
As wonderful as it was, meeting thy mother for the first time, and now thee, my love Juliet, art to encounter someone so special.
This gent is a relative of the prince. Paris and Juliet, Juliet and Paris.
Doesn't that sound lovely?
Sure does.
That gent be's hither somewhere.
Oh, Juliet, thither that gent is, behold.
Paris, Paris, over hither. Juliet, he's coming thy way.
We shall liveth to give these two lovers some time together.
Thee art more breathtaking than I imagined, mine love. Within this wall of flesh, there's a soul that counts thee its creditor, as art thee. So I'm guessing thy parents told thee about the future plans that I hast proposed. Of course those gents hast. I hast to confess something for thee. Mine love for thee is eternal. I compare thee to a summer's day, thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake thy darling buds of May. And summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often his gold complexion dimmed. And for every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance of nature's shining course untrimmed, by thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of thy fair oust, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade. When eternal lines to time thou growst, so as long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. I love thee, Juliet.